Morning everybody. It's Wednesday today, I think. Yes it is. It's the start of the middle of the week and you can't believe where the time is going at all, and hopefully it'll stay today, it'll stay dry, but I don't think that's the forecast. So get out this morning if you can, and I thought that in the afternoon it might not be dry. So I got up to see my mum this morning, so a wee bit earlier than today, because as you now know, you have to go early for visits for care homes in order that you have a lateral flow test for COVID before you go in. That's a great thing that people can get in now. I know other people have been pleased to be able to get in to see people in their care home now. And good news, we've got a granny and grandpa. And just to let everyone know that Linda had her baby last night, and Marjorie and Kofi are now granny and grandpa Tordro. So 10 o'clock last night, Linda had a wee boy, Kellen, Kellan. Kellen. He and Linda are both fine, so everyone is delighted that Marjorie and Kofi's wee grandson has arrived. Not too late, a couple of days late, but the waiting is over and they are absolutely delighted with that, and hopefully they'll see the baby soon because he's only in Glasgow and they will be able to see him soon, so that's great. So it's great to have some good news to share with everybody. And I know everybody will wish them all really well. So baby Kellen arrived yesterday, or last night, just made it into yesterday. So this morning we're reading something that Clark Buys has chosen, and he is a part of the theology team at Tearfund. Now he's chosen his verse from a book of the Bible that I don't think we read too much, and that's Ezra. So he's chosen his Bible reading from Ezra chapter 8, and I'm going to start reading at verse 15. Now I am apologising in advance because there's names in here, so we'll see how we get on with them. So I'm just going to read a few verses today from Ezra, because a lot of this chapter is just really a list of names of the people who were heads of the clans who had been in exile in Babylonia, and the last bit is just a wee list of gifts for the temple. So I'll read the bit in between, which starts at verse 15, and it's entitled Ezra Finds Levites for the Temple. I assembled the entire group by the canal that runs to the town of Ahava, and we camped there 3 days. I found that there were priests in the group, but no Levites. I sent for 9 of the leaders, Eleazar, Ariel, Shemaiah, Elnathan, Jarib, Elnathan, Nathan, Zechariah, and Meshullam, and for 2 teachers, Jorib and Elnathan. I sent them to Iddo, head of the community at Cassiphia, to ask him and his associates, the temple workers, to send us people to serve God in the temple. Through God's grace they sent us Sherebiah, an able man, a Levite from the clan of Mali, and 18 of his sons and brothers came with him. They also sent Hashabiah and Jezahiah of the clan of Merari, with 20 of their relatives. In addition, there were 220 temple workers whose ancestors had been designated by King David and his officials to assist the Levites. They were all listed by name. There, by the Hava Canal, I gave orders for us all to fast and humble ourselves before our God, and to ask him to lead us on our journey and protect us and our children and all our possessions. I would have been ashamed to ask the emperor for a troop of cavalry to guard us from any enemies during our journey, because I had told him that our God blesses everyone who trusts him, but that he is displeased and punishes anyone who turns away from him. So we fasted and prayed for God to protect us, and he answered our prayers. Amen. God bless this reading from Ezra chapter 8, and as his verse, Clark Byes has chosen Ezra chapter 8 verse 23. So we fasted and petitioned our God about this, and he answered our prayer. And then he goes on to say, fasting is an opportunity to reshape and reorder our desires. I've never found it easy, but I've found that the discomfort from fasting reminds my soul that I want to enjoy God more than anything else. And it makes me more thankful for all that I have, and more attentive to the struggles of those for whom hunger is not a voluntary choice. And then he goes on to say, how can I fast? Choose what to fast from. Something you'll miss. Food is the most common, but you can also fast from TV or social media. Choose how long you'll fast for. Maybe you could fast for Holy Week. Challenge yourself, but don't be unrealistic. You could start with just one day. Use the time you would have spent preparing and eating food or scrolling through social media to focus on God. Spend time in prayer, reading the Bible and worshipping. When you notice you're longing for whatever it is you're fasting from, remind your soul that you long for God more. If you're fasting from food, consider how to stay physically and mentally healthy during this time. So here's the thoughts of Clark Byes, who is a part of the theology team at Tear Fund. And interesting to read some verses from Ezra, a book of the Bible that we don't really read all that much, I don't think. So we'll continue with the Lent devotional booklet from Tear Fund over the next couple of weeks really now. We've still got another, we're on day 37, it goes up to day 47. There's a wee clue for all the mathematicians. Another 10 days of this, that will be up to Easter. So hope everybody's doing okay. Still got quite a number of people in hospital. We need to kind of try and catch up on how folk are doing. And just remember the people in our church in your prayers over the next few days, because there are definitely a lot of people who are unwell and a lot of people who are really struggling with their health and with their mental health. So remember your church family, your own family, look after yourself, and other than that, I'm away up to the care home now, and we will be back tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Bye.